What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to do our question of the day. I'm starting to think about different segments. So we're not just talking, I'm not just talking about one thing, but I'm actually engaging with you guys and asking questions and answering questions. And so we're going to do a little bit more of that on the channel. So we'll look at more questions, we'll look at more comments, and we'll think about things and kind of work through some of these different issues that are out there surrounding retirement, surrounding life after work. So I want to take a look at this comment today, and this is from Pam. And I think this makes so much sense, but we'll have to see what happens when it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act, because that's what it's referring to. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. And if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to show you, let's flip over my screen here. And as I stated, this is what Pam wrote, and we're going to talk a little bit about this. So she says, every year, pretty much there is a COLA, right? We don't even know how much it will be until October. So good point. Every year we have COLA. We don't know what the calculations is going to show. I mean, the calculations basically come out in October. So they take July, August, and September, and then they calculate that. They're taking the CPI score, Consumer Price Index, for wage earners. They're taking that information, and then in October, the second week of October, that's when we get that information as far as what COLA is going to look like. All right, let's go. Let's continue. And that goes to everybody, and it's a different amount for each person. And every year, that amount is calculated and in your check by January. Unless I'm missing something, I think they can do the recalculations for HR 82 in the same period of time. Excellent point. Excellent point. So we're looking at 2 to 3 months. They should be able to get the ball rolling when it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act. And when we're looking at COLA, yes, every year we go through the same thing, and there are different calculations with it, which in this situation, the Social Security Fairness Act, they're going to be different calculations. But if they can do it for COLA, then why can't they do it for the Social Security Fairness Act in a reasonable amount of time? That's all we're thinking about here, because we don't know. We don't have a time frame at this point. Now, hopefully we'll be getting more information. I know there was a letter that was just sent out, and I'll post that letter in another video. But when it comes down to it, the Social Security Administration, they do this every year. And so hopefully this won't be a big hill to climb when it comes to this recalculation. But I wanted to go over that just because, I mean, that makes so much sense. However, when we're talking about government here, we could see some delays just based on, I don't know, right? So we'll just say, I'm not one of those people that's going to say, yes, they're going to go ahead and get it done. It'll be done in February. I hope that we'll see the changes come in February, but I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't want to tell you, yeah, I think they'll be able to do it in February. And then they can't do it in February because whatever reason that they come out and give. And then now people are they were anticipating seeing these checks coming in February and they didn't come. So it'll be interesting to see what they do from this point on. But I just, I couldn't pass up on that comment there, because it like I said, it just makes sense. Okay, so we're on a roll. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more questions here. So we have this question, and let's see. It says, people that didn't pay into Social Security, only a pension, why would they deserve Social Security? We've talked about this before. If you didn't pay into Social Security, why should you qualify for Social Security benefits? Well, we have people right now that are receiving Social Security benefits that didn't pay into Social Security benefits or didn't earn the credits that they need to qualify for Social Security on their own. And the way that they're doing it is the same way that the Social Security Fairness Act, if we want to look at the elimination of GPO, it's the same situation. We're talking about survivor benefits and we're talking about spousal benefits. So let's say you're working in a job, you're paying only into a pension, you're not paying into Social Security. But you are married and your spouse is paying into Social Security. Part of the agreement is that if your spouse is paying into Social Security benefits, even if you didn't pay into Social Security, you are still eligible for survivor benefits and spousal benefits. So it's nothing different. Okay, when we talk about WEP, that's a whole different situation. That's a situation where, and this is my situation, where you're working, you're paying into a pension, you're not paying into Social Security, but then you retire, and guess what? You start paying into Social Security because you start working another job. Or while you're working and paying into a pension, you're working a side job and you're paying into Social Security. You qualify for Social Security because you have the credits that you need. So let's say you work at least 10 years in paying to Social Security, and then you also have a pension. That is WEP. But when it comes to GPO, you're going to have people that they don't pay into Social Security at all. It doesn't matter if they're earning a pension or not. You have some people that are stay-at-home moms, stay-at-home dads. They don't work, they don't have enough credits, but they can get Social Security based on their spouse. And so to say that if you didn't pay into Social Security, you shouldn't get Social Security benefits, people are doing that right now. This is no different than someone who is a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad. Now, if you want to change the system and say, okay, we should get rid of spousal benefits as well as survivor benefits, then that's a whole different argument. But I think you're going to have a lot of people, spouses that are upset. You're going to have some survivors that are receiving benefits right now that will be upset. Both survivors of a spouse and survivors, kids and things like that. So this is nothing different, and that's why. When we start seeing these different proposals and bills going out there and people start making comments like, well, they didn't pay into Social Security, so they shouldn't qualify for Social Security benefits, you have to look a little deeper. It's not just that. We have people that are currently in this situation where they didn't earn enough credits in Social Security, but they're receiving Social Security benefits. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this last question here, this last comment. And it says, when the government overpay, they want money immediately. Now they owe money and crickets. So this is interesting as well. And Leon, I think it's Leon. Leon, thank you for the comment there. And you're correct. When the Social Security Administration, when you owe money, and basically there's certain situations, and I'm hoping this is going to be something else when it comes to the recalculation of the Social Security Fairness Act. One thing that we could see, and already there's some people that are impacted by this. And so let's say you do fall on, or back in before they eliminated WEP and GPO, you fell under WEP or GPO and you had a pension, but Social Security didn't know about it. So when they did their calculations, they didn't reduce your benefits. And so, and we're talking about the past, not now. And so you were receiving your full Social Security benefits, and then Social Security found out, oh, you have a pension. Oh, guess what? You owe us money. And guess what? You have 30 days to pay it. That's what they do. And it's not just for this situation, but for other situations where the calculations are off, and so they overpay you, and you owe that money like in 30 days. And they want lump sum. They want it all. Okay? You can work out some type of payment plan with them if you call them, but they want the money immediately. But guess what? When there's a situation like this where they have to do recalculations, now, it's going to take time. It might have to take 2-3 months. We don't know. The lump sum payment, we don't really know when we're going to be able to get that out. So, yeah, it's very interesting when the shoe is on the other foot, if you want to look at it that way. When the money is supposed to come to you, the lump sum payment and the increased monthly payments, it's now we don't know. And I'm saying all this prematurely. I shouldn't be, because we could see it. We could actually see it in February. Everything could happen right away. But we don't, I don't know. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, February, you guys are going to start letting me know, hey, you know what? I received a check and, the lump sum amount of this, or I received my monthly benefits in February. And I see the increase in my monthly benefits. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, that is interesting. Very interesting how government works. When you owe money, they want it immediately. But when it comes to them owing you money, it's a little bit different. And it's not even just government. I think businesses as a whole. You look at the insurance industry. You see what's going on. I live in California. I'm not in, thank God I'm not in an area that has fires. But these insurance companies, guess what? You think they're going to be paying that money right away for claims? They're going to be really waiting and trying to figure out, okay, how can we not have to pay these people? And that's a whole nother story that I think should be covered. And I might actually do some videos on that in the future, because when it comes to the insurance industry, man, it's cutthroat. It really is. And I went through this just last year. They didn't pick me up again for the next year, so I had to scramble and try to find insurance. And I ended up getting on the California Fair Plan because I couldn't find any insurance. And then finally, I was able to find insurance, and it tripled. The amount tripled. So, it's crazy. It really is. So maybe in the future, I'll tell stories, and we'll talk a little bit more about the insurance industry. But you're putting people, especially when you get to a point where you retire and you're on a fixed income, it's hard. If your insurance goes up, your homeowner's insurance goes up, times 3, that can crush a lot of people. Luckily I have, a little bit of money, and I was able to manage. But this is all over California, not even just California, all over the U.S. And as a result of this insurance, I know I'm going off on a different thing, but as a result of the situation that's going on in California, it's going to impact everyone. All across the U.S., you're going to see insurance rates go up. All right. That's all I have for this video. I just wanted to answer a few questions, and we'll have regular scheduled programming tomorrow. And I think what I want to do is I want to start putting out 2 videos a day. So a video that talks about the Social Security Fairness Act, or talks about Social Security as a whole, and then read the comments, and then later on that night, do another video where I just talk about some of the stuff that you guys, the response in the comment section, as well as emails. You guys can email me, david@thetecshow.com. You can ask me questions, tell me stories, and then I can share those as well. So I think that's what I'm going to start doing, having 2 videos. I've been wanting to do 2 videos, but I don't want to just be repetitive and just say Social Security Fairness Act, do a video on that, and then a Social Security video, and then just keep going back and forth. If I can do videos where you guys are asking questions, I would like to do that, because then we can go off into some different topics as well. So make sure you guys utilize the comment section and send me emails. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.